Today we have a very simple little project. It's just a little garden dibbler, and I was a skeptic. Someone recommended it at a survival boot camp type place that I was doing some lathe demonstrations with kids. And what I have here is I have it marked out in 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch. And so this is what you can plant your seeds with, or your bulbs. And you can make these any size. So if you're planting bulbs, you could make them a little bit bigger on the tip. But I used this last year in my garden. I did a no-till garden method where you don't get out the rototiller and you don't disturb the ground. And I just laid out my rows of corn and beans. I actually used a hoe to make a couple rows of each and plant the corn and the beans in the rows with a hoe, and it was a lot of work with a little matic. And then I did several rows where I just put the seeds down and I just pushed them in the ground with one of these little dibblers about a 1/2 inch deep. And the rows that I used the dibbler with came up way better. So I'm like, maybe I'll try this from now on. So this is a really good project for kids or a new wood turner to try. And like I said, you can make them any way you want. Now my kids, I made one earlier, and my daughter was the one doing all the shoving the seeds in, and she said to make it a little more rounded on the edge to fit your palm. Whatever fits you. You can use your thumb, you can use your palm. Works like a charm. Here I just grabbed a piece of maple that I had drying from cutting some trees around the house, I think. Tree limb there. I thought this would work really well. This doesn't have to be a perfect little project. Just using a roughing gouge to just get it round real quick. And here's two different types of skew chisels I've been playing with. The one on the right shape I kind of prefer. Little less angled. I just reground this one that's in the video to be even flatter so that it's not as steep of an angle here. And I tried that this weekend at a place where I was doing some demos, and that worked out pretty good too. So just trying some different shapes with skew chisels to see what I like better. Here again, the skew chisel's cutting at about 45 degrees, and you're cutting on the bottom third of your skew chisel so that it doesn't try to pull that tip into your wood. It's looking pretty smooth. These skew chisels, if you learn how to use them, there's really no sanding to do at all. It just does take some practice. I feel that each time I'm turning a project, I'm better at the end. My final pass is better than the passes that I started with. I really haven't been turning a lot lately. I've been busy. Life's just gotten busy. And so I haven't been in the wood shop as much as maybe I have in the past. So I'm a little out of practice. So here I am doing the 1/2 inch, the 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, just making some marks. Turn my lathe on real quick just to get those to be visible when I turn the lathe back on here. You could do this with a parting tool. I'm doing it with the tip of a skew chisel, and if you just get the tip involved, this works pretty good. You don't have to worry about getting a catch too much, but you do not want to get more than the tip involved because you are cutting end grain, you're slicing end grain there, so you can get a catch pretty quick if you're not careful. So here I am using that tip again, just got the tip, rotating it so that nothing else gets engaged with that end grain. Doing the same thing here, I'm using the bottom tip, right? And I'm keeping the pressure down on the bottom and rotating it so that nothing else on that chisel gets into that end grain because it will cause a catch very quickly. Here I am parting this off. There it is. There's my little dibbler. There's my daughter, Virginia. She's shoving the seeds in. My other daughter's putting the seeds down, and we'll see if we have a good garden here this summer. Thanks a lot.